What do you think about it?
I'm after you a job.
You can have it.
And she sends the Cougars to the championship game. Basketball here. There's a steal. Sador Phillips to the rim. Slams it home. From the flat. And Rickles ends it in overtime. Is back. The head up the buns. And he is spinning. And he's stopped at the goal line. Centennial wins it.
All right, guys, it's time to do some more wrapping. Just in time for the season. It's another fall sports wrap-up show. Kenton and JW. Yeah, he's
Howdy.
over there. He's right there.
Oh, no, wrong way.
Hey.
I'm bad at this. Hey, good to see you.
Yeah.
I never would have made it on Hollywood Squares.
Yeah, that show was great. Maybe we should have 9 hosts. Maybe we should look at that.
And just play a game of Hollywood Squares.
Yeah, just so X can get the square.
Yeah, that's
All
how
right.
we can introduce people to the rest of the crew for North Metro TV. Yeah.
Swim and dive, that's why we're here. They got a season in, part of it virtual, and then it turned out most of it was in person, at least for a lot of our Metro teams that we were covering here. And we do have, they were able to get basically a section in state in because of the being able to use those section results into the state, which kind of works out well. So that worked out well for swimming to be able to do some of that stuff virtually and compare times. Obviously, you're missing that racing aspect of it, which is, exciting to watch, but, a great solution to being able to do that is have virtual meets where you're comparing times.
Yeah, I thought that, this is not an award, or nobody's giving out awards at this point, but if there were an award for, innovation of the year, Swim and Dive doing what they did would be right up there. So kudos to the folks that made that happen and got that as a way, because what was everybody doing? Looking for a way to compete, right? And so Swim and Dive was able to do it in different locations sometimes, and eventually they were able to get back to some of that competition. But yeah, I thought that was an incredibly insightful way to do it and keep kids doing what they wanted.
Absolutely. And since they did get the season in, we're going to take a look at our standings in the Northwest Suburban Conference.
Yeah, the Bengals ending up at 8-0. So, both of our Bengal and Cougar teams certainly glad that they got that season rolling. Cougars lost just one. Spring Lake Park at 2-6. Got that rolling in. So, again, not only did they get the season in, but great seasons for two of our teams as well, right up at the top of the standing.
Absolutely, and some of our top individual performers for the Bengals: Alyssa Jensen, Sarah Knox, Sophia Leo, Allison and Maddie Schrank, Addison Stadden, Emma Wilson, Chloe Zenz Olsen for Cougar. You've had, I think it was Maddie Anderle, Madeline Fuller, Calla Kamish, Janessa Sandvold, and Kathryn Woelfel, I should say Layni Anderle. And for Spring Lake Park, Kirsten King,
Carly Lindquist,
and Kaitlin Rose.
Highlights of Section 7AA swimming at Northdale Middle School, 2 nights only. Beginning as usual with the 200-yard medley relay, Bengals and Huskies squaring off. Andover breaks a section record with their minute 42.99 second time. 8th grader Grace Robb, 7th grader Kate Pulaski, and seniors Emily Pulaski and Elsie Grosvenor take first. Lane's Allison Schrank, Hannah Ryan, Chloe Zenzolson, and Emma Wilson in second. And the next day, Centennial gets third. Calla Kamish, Janessa Sandvold, Maddie Fuller, and Jaden Rugeseger. 200-yard free. Mad dash to the pad. Andover's Elsie Grosvenor outtouches Blaine's Sarah Knox by a fraction. And Centennial's Layni Anderle by 24 hours. But only 17 hundredths of a second. Anderle sneaks in between and takes second. Knox third. 200 IM, Coon Rapids, Megan Schultz beats Grace Robb. Addison Stadden of Blaine gets 6th. Centennial's Janessa Sandvold 7th, and Maddie Fuller 8th. In the 50 free super sprint, first to the wall in record time is Emily Pulaski of Andover. Blaine's Allison Schrank 2nd, Zenz Olsen 3rd, and Emma Wilson with 5th. A lot of points for Blaine. In the 100-yard butterfly, Emily Pulaski breaks another record. Blaine's Maddie Schrank 2nd, Wilson 5th, Centennial's Maddie Fuller in 4th. In the 100 free, Andover's Grosvenor once again takes first. Blaine's Hannah Ryan 2nd, Sophia Leo 3rd, and Centennial's Calla Kamish takes 5th. In the 500 free, long but exciting race, Blaine's Sarah Knox swims out of her swim cap and beats out Andover's Talia Dalton, but it ends up being for 2nd and 3rd as Layni Anderle of Centennial follows up the next day with an unrivaled win and takes 1st with a time of 5:12.94. In the 200 free relay, Blaine takes the prize. Maddie Schrank, Sophia Leo, Emma Wilson, and Sarah Knox take 1st, Andover 2nd, and Centennial takes 5th in the 200 free relay. Blaine making up a lot of points, taking the lead. In the 100 back, the closest of all the closest races, Andover's Grace Robb and Blaine's Allison Schrank, stroke for stroke the entire way to the finish, and it's a tie. Splitting the first place points, Centennial's Calla Kamish, unrivaled on day 2, takes 4th. Addison Stadden 5th, and Lacey Stark, both of Blaine, taking 6th. In the 100 breaststroke, Megan Schultz of Coon Rapids takes 1st place. It's Blaine's Hannah Ryan in 5th, and Centennial's Lauren Zabel taking 8th place. And finally, the 400 free relay, the final event. The Andover team of Grosvenor, Dalton, Robb, and Pulaski take 1st. Blaine's Schrank, Leo, Knox, and Schrank take 2nd, and Centennial, Anderle, Fuller, Kamish, and Sandvold take 5th place to wrap up Section 7AA swimming. Blaine takes 1st with 459 team points, Andover 2nd, and Centennial, 307 points, takes 4th. On to the diving. Riley Bellendorf Jr. from Blaine with 259.15 points takes 25th place. Maddie Hyder, sophomore of Centennial, her score of 259.6, good enough for 24th place. Mia Wang of Centennial, the senior, her score of 296.85, good enough for 11th place, and 6 points for her team. Riley McCullough, sophomore from Centennial, 298.8, 10th place, and 7 points for Centennial. Ellie Stoffaker, senior for Blaine, 320.25 points. That's good enough for 5th. And 14 team points for Blaine. Gemma Koenigs, senior from Blaine, 328 37.8 points. Fourth place, and 15 team points for Blaine. And Kathryn Woelfel, the 8th grader from Centennial, 337.15, enough for third place and 16 team points. Another Bengal senior, Alyssa Jensen, 375.95 points, good enough for second place and 17 points for her team. The only higher point scorer was Madison Fagerland of Forest Lake, the senior, 414.3, and she takes first place. Blaine's 46 diving points played a role in winning the Section 7AA meet. 459 total team points for Blaine. Andover finishes second with 393, and Centennial fourth with 317 points. Congratulations to all of our divers and swimmers in the Section 7AA meet.
So there's this girl from Forest Lake, her name's Maddie, she's super good, and I kind of wanted to put out a score tonight to kind of like show like I'm here and I'm ready to compete, and I worked super hard all season and it was my goal to place first. In practice, my biggest challenges is like a lot of time I need to work on like kicking out all the way, so we do these lineups off of 3 meter, it's like the high dive, and I did those all the time, like just trying to focus on my kickouts and my entries, because I can get up and spinning, it's just my outs that I need work on. I'd probably say like grabbing my hands. A lot of the time I like punch the water. So also this season I tried to focus on grabbing my hands and keeping my head up when I dive. They're literally the best. They're like, every time you get on the board, you hear all their cheering. There's this one girl, we can't figure out who it is. We think it might be, her name's Ada, but you get on the board and it goes silent and then she says, "I believe in you." And it's like, without anything you need, they're always there, like cheering you on, and having that support like makes the difference.
Oh, that's a very good one. It's basically for me all about my entries, back entries, reverse entries, being arched. I have a big problem with that, so I've been really trying to not be arched, rip those entries lately. We have an interesting dynamic where one of us goes on the board and we know what they're doing. We'll be giving them advice. We'll be like, all right, you need to nail this and here's what you need to do. Even if we have the coach standing right there, our team is kind of like a mini coach in itself, so we always help each other out that way. Kind of was honestly one dive at a time. It was, all my dives have this little thing that I need to fix. So throughout the dives, I was like, all right, I need to focus on this. And then if the dive was kind of not what I wanted it to be, it was like, it is what it is. It's fine, we're moving on and focusing on something else. Awesome. It's awesome in itself that we're kind of like competing against each other. So we're like, ooh, you got that score and I got that score, kind of. And it's just it's awesome just to be with your team and know the scores, and sometimes it's not all about the scores, it's about like how you did in your dives, and if I finish right next to someone, I'm just like, that's awesome, that's really cool.
For me, it was kind of like the final hurrah. We finally all made it in the top 3, and that was something we all kind of wanted to do. We just wanted to be all together and all do well together. I kept telling myself joy, because it is the final one, but it's also a time to be happy. I was reading through like a devotional today, and what kept coming through my mind was joy, and that was kind of emphasized in that. And so I counted down J-O-Y and then did my dive, and it was kind of a nice moment to have. For me, I worked a lot on form and just confidently going for my dives. That helps me a lot, just getting the details right. They always cheer, and they're always there to have a good time, and they always bring a good time, and it's nice to be able to uplift them, and they'll uplift me and change too.
It was amazing. I've dove in with Alyssa and Gemma for 5 and 6 years, and it has been amazing. So to finish with them, all 3 of us, 1, 2, 3, means like the world to me. I couldn't ask for anybody else to be up on that podium with. The biggest thing I think was showing up and being there every day and giving your all to practice every single day. sometimes it's hard, sometimes you go through like a lot, and it's just showing up and being present in practice. There were nerves, but it's more of just like I'm ready. I've given 6 years to this team. Like, this is just finishing and showing everything that I've accomplished. So, like, ready and confident and excited all at once. My favorite dive is back dive straight. It's like my favorite dive. It's kind of like my staple dive, and it's my favorite. I love it. They do so much. Our coaches are some of the best people I could ever ask for to be like in my life. They're always there for everything. And our teammates are amazing. They are always there, always cheering, extra loud for all of us. So it means a lot to be such a big part of this team.
Honestly, like amazing because I just started out and I'm really proud of myself on how what I've accomplished and stuff. So I don't know, it's pretty cool to even be here at sections, and pretty cool. They're very positive, especially Kate. They always talk you up. If you talk yourself down, they're like, you can't think of that. You need to think about it this way. Or like if you need a correction and can't figure out how to do it, they help you with that too. And it's really nice to have a support system like that. Take it one dive at a time and focus on what you have to do. I guess I was focusing on the corrections that they were giving me and going based on previous meets, how to fix what I messed up on and improve on today's meet. So definitely my twisters, my front full 1.5 twister. It's just so much going on, and I love twisters. Those are definitely my thing. I'm proud of my team and how we placed.
I kind of like today.
Great individual performances, and that carried over also into the state and sections, as we mentioned, able to have that section and then kind of parlay that towards the state tournament. Blaine finishing up 10th in the 200-meter medley relay, the 200 free. Layni Anderle ending up in the top 15. Had a couple of top 10 finishes, including for the Blaine 200 free, finishing up in 7th right there. Blaine in the 400 free in 6th. And then really the top finisher overall, you look at Allison Schrenk for Blaine in the 100 backstroke with her 2nd place finish. So congrats to all the individual divers as well. A couple of top 30 finishers for divers for Centennial and Blaine as well.
Absolutely, including Kate Woelfel, who is an 8th grader. And we talked with her and some of her teammates for Centennial in our interview portion.
I'm Layni Anderle. I'm a senior this year, and I primarily swam the 500 freestyle, the 200 freestyle, and the 200 IM.
I'm Calla Kamish. I'm a sophomore, and I mostly swam 100 free and 100 back.
My name is Madeline Fuller, and I am a senior, and I swim, this year I swam the 100 fly and the 2 IM for my individual events. Should I say relays?
Okay, my name is Kate Woelfel. I'm a 8th grader and I'm a diver.
Let's begin. Centennial Swim and Dive Team, first of all, congratulations, guys, on having a season and then having a good season. So congratulations to all of you.
Thanks.
All right.
Thank you.
We'll start with Calla. First of all, tell us about the season, how you think it went for your team, and how you think it went for you personally.
The beginning of the season was pretty good. We just we had virtual meets, so we didn't get to come swim against the other team, which was it was different, but it still worked. And then after that, the dual meets after that were more fun because the other teams came, and we only lost one of our meets, which was very good. And then my swim started off okay, but towards the end, I improved a lot. And at sections, I got a personal best time in my 100 back, which was a goal of mine to get under a minute, and I did. And I was really happy about that.
Well, I thought it was really cool because I got to take the team from a captain's approach, so got to get together, try to get together with some teammates and create some bonding moments. And Layni was actually a really big part of it too, so I'm really happy that he got to be on the team this year. But I feel like as a team, we were really kind of like isolated, so we had to get closer with our team. We weren't really with other teams coming in and really interacting with them that much, so like by ourselves we became a lot closer, and I feel like that really helped us to do a lot better in the season, because I did see a lot of girls start improving, or other girls were getting better at strokes that they didn't usually swim.
So I'd say at the beginning of the season, we started out really strong as a team, being that we had only virtual meets for the first 2 or 3 meets. I'd say the team did a really good job of, keeping each other positive and excited for each other's races. But when we switched to the actual in-person meets, I feel like that energy just went up a lot more. And I think that was because we actually had the competition in the pool with us, so we just had the opportunity to have more of the intense feeling and the excitement going into our races. So I'd also say that being we went 7-1 this season, the team did amazing, and I'd say that's probably accredited to the team environment that we had this season. And personally, I'd say the best moment for me was probably winning the 500-yard freestyle at sections, because I knew I had my whole team supporting me that day, and I just saw everyone going crazy on the side of the pool, because I knew from the section before, the night before, I was up against those girls' times, and I knew I was pretty close to the one girl's time, so having the extra support on the side and knowing I had support coming from home as well, that really just helped me finish off the season.
It was a pretty unique season. We started out pretty strong, like Maddie said, with the first meet. We were all really excited. The adrenaline was running. We were all getting really excited, and it was definitely a season to remember. It was a good season too, especially for me. I know a lot of other divers had a really good season, and it was just more of a trying to stay together, get together, kind of like keep in touch kind of season. It wasn't really a, oh, let's decide to go out, go have some fun, go do a pasta feed, stuff like that season. It was more of a, okay, we can do this one thing, so let's all try and do it, all to get together and just have fun, stick together, cheer each other on kind of season.
I think the highlight for the season is our first meet. We started out really, really good. The fact that we had our first win, and then it continued to be 6-0, and that hasn't happened in years for us for Centennial, so it was really surprising. We did lose one meet, but it honestly didn't really shatter our confidence at all, because we totally killed it at sections. So I feel like the very beginning was really awesome, and towards the end we finished it off super strong, so those are my highlights.
The 100 back race at sections, when I finally got the time I've been wanting to get for a long time, that was really good.
I would say either the first meet where we started out really strong, I actually got my personal best, or sections, because it was just really fun hanging out with everybody and actually working sections, because that was a highlight, just to see everybody and like cheering each other on, stuff like that.
Layni,
Yes.
so you are a senior. Any plans for next year, whether it's swimming or school? What do you plan on doing next year?
So I'm committed. I actually just signed today to swim Division 1 at the University of New Mexico in Albuquerque. I'm planning on double majoring in biology and in Spanish. I want to become a pediatric ophthalmologist, so eye doctor for little kids who does both prescribing glasses and doing eye surgeries as well.
Awesome. So do you have any like favorite memories that stand out to you from the season?
I'd probably say the same as Calla, the Anoka meet. It was right down to the last event. that kind of, got us the win. But all the relays were super close, and especially the 200 free relay, which is really high energy. Everybody was on the side cheering each other on, and I think, again, the most important thing about the season was the team environment and all the girls supporting each other. But specifically that meet, the energy was really high, and everyone was just like on the edge of their seats and just really pushing each other to do each other's best.
Maddie, you are a senior. Do you have plans for next year? What are you going to be doing? Are you going to be swimming?
Yeah, so I'm already committed to the College of St. Ben's, and I will be swimming there and reaching my full potential and whatever comes. So, yeah, I will be continuing my education in pre-dental program because I kind of want to be a dentist when I grow up. So, yeah.
All right.
So, or anywhere in the medical field, my thing is I want to help people and I want to make people smile. So, dentist. Mm-hmm.
Not just make them smile, but make it look good when they do so. That's good.
Yeah, like specifically a pearly white smile. Mm-hmm.
I've learned some types of leadership skills from just like helping the young, like the kids who just joined, and like helping people how to get better, and like hard work and practice helps improve a lot, because when you work really hard in practice, you can drop a lot of time rather than just like messing around. You don't really drop any time.
Well, my expectations for myself are a pretty high standard because I know I can do pretty good. And so I would say all I kind of want to do is improve. Because, like, everyone wants to improve, but I really, really want to improve. Not just in scores and points and, like, how many points we get per dive, but, like, also team, like, ethics and work and, like, get on the board on time, stuff like that. I would say for team, we need to improve not just on the dives, but, like, getting in the water. We don't like getting in the water. It's like it's a game to see who gets in the water first. That's what we need to improve on next year.
Wait, so you guys avoid the water?
Yeah, kind of. We
Is this just divers or divers and swimmers?
It's both.
I don't know. It's always Kate, you're going first in the water, jumping off the board, or pushing each other in to get in the water, because most of the time it's really cold.
Oh, they don't heat the
So we
pool?
don't like it. And then our coach is like, ladies, get in the water. And we're like, okay.
That seems antithetical to all the things that you need to get done in practice.
Exactly. That's why we need to improve on it.
Okay. All right. Do you have a favorite memory? Maybe it's not getting shoved into the water, but anything that stands out to you as a favorite memory of the year?
Yes, I actually have two. The first one is when we were driving to Olive Garden, and all four of us, because one of other divers, Mia, didn't go, but all four of us were in Mia W's car, and we turned up the music, and it was really loud, and we kind of got lost on the way, but it was okay because we were just jamming out to music, and the back of the car was rattling, and we were following somebody, and we might have made an illegal turn somewhere. Don't tell me of that. But it was just a really fun moment to be together with everybody and like kind of like a bonding moment. And then my other favorite moment was when one time in the season when we had like the off week or something like that where we didn't have a meet and we were just practicing, our coach Beth decided that she was going to have us do the most ridiculous dives. Like, forget our list. We didn't do our list. Just the most ridiculous dives because she wanted to laugh. And so there was a lot of smacking going on that day. And we were all like busting a gut laughing in the water and out of the water. And we are just like, we have to do that again. We have to do that again. We have to do that again. And it was just a really, really funny, easy kind of let go kind of day. I would have to say those are my favorite memories.
Yes, okay. So my favorite memory is when the team Rogers came to our pool and we had to meet against them and it was senior night. So all our relays were seniors and all the seniors got to do whatever they wanted and we were going to beat them anyway. So we got to swim whenever we wanted. So it was super fun. And then after we got cake and it was great. I think that was pretty good.
Any wisdom you would impart to the underclassmen swimmers and divers?
I would reiterate that hard work pays off. Put your heart and soul into every single practice, because it will get you places. And I mean, not even in the pool, not just in the pool, in every aspect of life, whether, swimming or a different sport or, career-wise as well. And then a second piece of advice, I'd say, enjoy being around your coaches, your friends, your teammates, while you have time on the team. Because, it felt like just yesterday I had joined the team in 7th grade. And now, I'm a quarter of the way through my senior year. So definitely cherish, the people and the moments on the swim and dive team.
Hard work is going to get you farther than messing around. So if you're losing yardage or not working as hard on the diving board as you should be, it's not going to get you anywhere. Because if you are improving yourself during practice, it will show. If not in the next meet, then the next meet or sometime in the future, it will pay off. Roll!
Well, congratulations on a great season and congratulations on getting all conference selection. Congratulations to all of you. Thank you guys. We'll let you know when the thing's ready. Best of luck with everything ahead. If you choose to get chickens, enjoy those. Otherwise, we'll see you guys down the road. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Bye, everyone.
Thank you. Bye.
All right, we also got the opportunity to talk to some of our Spring Lake Park swimmers as we talked with Kaitlin Rose, Kirsten King, Carly Lindquist, Chloe Sroga, and Lucia Rainbow.
So I am a distance freestyler mainly, and I'm a senior this year. So that means I swim the 200 free and the 500 free.
So I'm a junior this year, and I swam the 100 breast and the 200 IM.
Okay, so I'm a junior and I swam the 200 and 100 free this year.
I am a junior and I swam the 100 back and the 200 individual medley.
I'm a sophomore and my events were the 100 fly and 100 back.
How's everyone doing?
Good.
Good. All right. Okay. Kaitlin, tell us about your season. How well did you do, and just your overall experience this year?
The season was okay time-wise and event-wise, but I feel that the team overall did really good. So there was a lot of good time drops throughout the season.
So I think I did good on my off events. Like I dropped a lot of time, but for like my main events, I didn't really improve that much compared to last year. So a big improvement that I had this year was freestyle sprinting, and I think I really improved on more just like sprinting in general this year.
Kind of similar to Kirsten, I feel like my freestyle improved a lot. Like my 100 free, I dropped my time down a lot at sections. For my main events, kind of like what Kirsten said, they were somewhat similar to last year, but I didn't do as well as I wanted to do at sections.
This season, after like being like in lockdown, it was really nice to like be like to have the swim team this year and see a bunch of people. So that was really nice, and I guess it just made me more excited for next year when we hopefully have a normal season.
I think one of the highlights was that we still got to do some of our team building things. Like we did a couple swim get-togethers early on outside, and we were able to do that. And that was really fun. It was easier than previous years because there was a lot less planning. It was kind of just all getting together and being together as a team, even though we had to be outside.
Kaitlin, favorite memory of this year?
Well, okay, in the first 2 weeks of the season, we were split groups. So half the team was in an earlier practice, and the second half of the team was in a later practice. And dryland during those practices were very interesting, and those were always fun.
Similar to Caitlin's, I really liked the beginning of the season when our team was split in half because it was a lot more individualized connections, and I got to meet everyone like at a closer level.
So anything you can take away from this season and work on or improve on for next year?
I think the perseverance that we all had to use this year was really useful for future endeavors and future years when things get harder, because this season was harder than any other I've gone through.
Just to continue to work hard in the off season and just like be more, like believe in myself more.
Well, next season, obviously, I'm hoping to improve my times even more. And like this season, like being split up with the group at the beginning of the year just like makes us more appreciative to be together like the rest of the year and these coming years.
Now that I know, like, the time is kind of precious, so it just made me more grateful that next year I have another season to swim, and just that I'm lucky to be able to swim this year in general.
It was very important to me that we were able to swim, so I made sure to every day just make the best of what we had, although it was kind of difficult to train sometimes because of the way we had the lanes set up, and it's just hard to swim with 4 people in a lane the way we were set up sometimes. But I don't know, I feel that my goal was just to make the most of it and do the best that I could.
So Kaitlin, you are a senior. Tell us, do you have plans to continue swimming in college, or what are your future plans?
I do have plans to swim in college. Currently, I don't know where to because I don't know where in the country I want to be at the moment. But yeah, I do have some pretty big goals for swimming, so.
What are your goals?
Well, if I could make the national team, that would be great. That's been my goal for a couple years, but I've been struggling back and forth with several different injuries. So it's been a little bit difficult, but working through it definitely has made me a stronger person and a stronger swimmer over time. So
So Kirsten, you are a junior. What are you looking forward to most next year being a senior, both swimming wise and then kind of being a leader on this team?
I'm really looking forward to just like embracing all the time I have with the team because I've been on it since 7th grade, so it's been a big part of my life. So I just really want to like be grateful for everyone on there. And a goal I have for next year for like leadership is trying to get the whole team more involved during meets, like cheering and like bringing up the energy level because our team is a pretty quiet group of girls. So if we can kind of feed off each other's energy and like have just like higher energy in general, then I think we can succeed a lot more.
All right. Any ways to kind of generate that energy as a teammate?
I would just like lead by example, just cheer as much as you can, invite other people to cheer with you, and just be positive during the whole meet because even if you are not doing as well in your events, you don't want to show it to the whole team or else it's going to bring everyone else down.
Well, for leadership, I want to like get some more of the younger girls to like open up more and have them feel more comfortable around the older girls because sometimes they get really shy and they're scared to like talk to us or just like open up. So I want to get them to feel more comfortable.
I'm hoping everyone gets more involved with each other. This year, I felt like even earlier this year when we were in smaller groups, we all got close with those groups. But once we came together, we still weren't as close as we had been previous years because we weren't able to do a lot of the team bonding things that we had done. And I would like to get everyone on a closer level than they were this year.
Well, hoping we have like a regular season next year. I hope we can all like connect more as a team. And like as a 7th grader myself, I was pretty quiet and kind of secluded myself from a lot of people. So I hope to like be more welcoming towards the younger girls who are more quiet and stuff.
I want to continue to be a role model and help bring people's energies up. And like what Kirsten said, just like have us cheer more and be more involved in the meets and stuff.
I think next season we're all going to be happier that even if we get a even close to normal season next year, and hopefully as a team we'll all be happy about that, and it will feed into our energy during meets, and we'll be able to lift each other up.
One of my favorite memories is probably at sections when I swam the 400 free relay because I wasn't supposed to swim it, but because I did well in my 100 free, I got to.
I was really grateful that we had a season. I didn't think we were going to have as much of a season as we did, much less a sections, so I was just really happy that we got to do both of them.
I was just grateful that we still had to have a season, and I didn't really know if we were going to or not, but just being able to see my coach Greg and everyone, I'm just really grateful I got to swim.
Right now I'm just like looking at colleges and more of like the education part of it, and I'm not really planning on like doing a lot of swimming in college. If I do, it will be like a D3 or D2 school because I want to focus more on my schooling than sports.
Well, for me, this next coming year is really important to me for like recruiting and stuff. So I want to make sure that I'm pushing it really hard in the off season so that my times will be where I want them to be for colleges to look at me.
For the time being, I'm looking at colleges that have the programs I want to be in for academics and then looking at swimming, and there are a couple that do have that overlap. But at this point in time, I'm more looking for academics than for swimming. And if I would swim, it would probably be a D3.
Any advice you could give for the younger swimmers coming up?
I would say to the girls here and even to the girls that won't be upperclassmen for a long time, just to like focus on yourself but also feed off of the energy on the team. And like if you ever need help, go to Bethany, go to Greg, go to one of the coaches or the seniors. And it's just like it really is a family environment on the team, so just like be there for each other and like include yourself kind of.
I think all of us should be more positive to help everyone get better times, just be happier on the team, and I think we should all be like holding each other accountable in practice when we're not trying as hard or sitting out and things like that.
Well, thank you guys. We really appreciate it. Appreciate your time. But we'll have you guys do one more thing while you guys are together on the screen. If you guys want to do like a Go Panthers, or if you guys have any type of chant, do you guys have like any saying that you guys have as a team?
Not really.
Any like inside joke? Nothing between you guys. Well, you could do the Go Panthers.
Okay.
You guys okay with that one?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right. Do one of you guys want to take the charge to count you guys
I
down?
can do that.
We got
Okay,
it.
go ahead.
Okay, wait, on 3?
Sure.
Or no? Okay, 1, 2, 3.
Go Bears.
Go Panthers!
All right, is that one good? You guys happy with that one? All right.
I think that's good.
Seems okay. Good. We'll go with that. All right. Thank you guys so much. Appreciate it, and good luck to you guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
thank you to our athletes that were willing to be interviewed, and congratulations to all of our athletes on getting the season in and doing so well with it. And that was other athletes that were also just super excited and happy to be able to get in the pool and to be able to compete on any level and just have some fun with it.
Yeah, it was great. It's maybe some of the most, I mean, obviously you've done this longer and had the organizational side of it, but it feels like some of the most swim and dive we've ever covered this year, just with the way we did it with a couple of one cam shoots, a few more of that. And so we got a little bit more tape than we would have maybe even in years past from swim and dive. Yeah. Fewer overall games and matches with all of the sports, but we've never covered more, just so that, especially our home games, because we can't really do anything on the road. Every school's responsible for basically, if possible, streaming their games and meets and everything that's going on. So we were able to, with the adding of our remote productions, be able to get out to a bunch of swim meets, to be able to cover more soccer games, more volleyball games, and be able to cover games with the truck, and also streaming 1 or 2 cameras as well, with announcers such as yourself who made it possible for us to broadcast those. Yeah, no, I mean, it was fun to be a part of, and great to see the way you and Jeremy, who's running all this as well for us digitally here, were able to kind of adapt. So it was fun to be a part of, and congrats again to those swimmers and divers. Yes, thank you, all the coaches and activities directors and all the athletes and parents. All right, that about wraps it up for us. Thanks for watching. That was rapping. That was, you put your finger on it and then you tape it. Yeah. The people will get it. That's a deep cut, but people will get it. I think that's it. As long as you hit the record button, I think we're